Hello. Uh, Stock splitting has largely become a thing in the past. It's not completely gone, but it is certainly less frequent and less common than it used to be. I also noticed today in the news there's a rise in terms of offering fractional share trading. Now, as I mentioned, stock splits are becoming rarer and rarer. You can look online and you can see that the number of stock splits per year is just slowly declining. Here you can see some examples of stocks that have either never really offered stock splits, like Berkshire Hathaway, or companies like Amazon.com that used to split their shares regularly, but have just stopped doing that. So now you can see that Berkshire Hathaway is trading for $250,000 per share. Amazon's trading at nearly $2,500 per share. These prices are a little bit stale, but you get the point. Now the question is, why have companies stopped splitting shares? Kind of the common wisdom is that companies are afraid to split their shares and fear that the prices will go down after they split, and then their stocks prices will be in kind of this unattractively priced range, whatever that means exactly. And so companies typically split shares when they're very confident that their share prices will keep rising. So they split to make the share price more readily available to people with less money to invest. And then they do that only when they think share prices will rise. There's some prestige associated with that, with a high share price. I'm saying basically that one times $100 stock is more prestigious than two $50 stocks, even though the value is the same there. There's some prestige to price, and there seems to be some companies that they want to discourage retail or like short-term traders from their stocks. If their prices are high, it makes it more difficult for these type of people to get in the market. Others are arguing that that retail investors who benefit from the lower share prices are using ETFs more and more, and so it's not as important. And institutional investors are trading such large dollar amounts, they really don't care what the price is. And then I'm wondering, is it a pain to split your shares in terms of filings and paperwork to do that, once a year kind of a thing, if you're a company like Amazon that has had a continuously increasing price? I should also mention that there is some study out there that says that companies that split their shares actually outperform those that don't. So there's a product out there where they every time there's a split, then they buy those stocks, hold it for 30 months, and get rid of it. And that particular product has an alpha and an excess return of between 3 and 4% annualized, which is pretty impressive. All right, so the problems associated with the lack of share splits are that it excludes certain market participants. It excludes the retail investor because they just can't afford to buy these shares. I believe that ultimately kind of creates this incomplete market where price discovery is not properly functioning. Okay, so in comes fractional trading. In the news today, I see that fractional trading is increasingly being offered by online platforms. That basically means that anybody can buy any amount of any stock they want. They can buy 0.0035 shares of company XYZ. So that helps kind of these beginning investors or investors with limited investment funds properly diversified. They're able to hold a 30 stock portfolio because they only hold very small fractions of these shares. Then of course this limits the effectiveness of not splitting in terms of the reasons we mentioned before, and it solves the problems of not splitting in terms of excluding market participants. So the question is this a good thing or a bad thing? I think in general it's a good thing. Again, bringing in extra investors, completing that market, allowing people to properly diversify. My one concern, of course, is, if you've seen my other posts, that these are bringing in people who are more prone to committing behavioral mistakes. Think about my fintech talks, and I think maybe this exacerbates those problems too. So good or bad, I'd love your feedback. Otherwise, have yourselves a great Monday. Thanks so much.